Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
The spotlight is on the Iowa girl here in Fort Dodge at the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex. It's the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament Class 5A. That's Pleasant Valley hoisting up a trophy. And there is Carlisle late in the night last night in 4A. We have 3 more to go today on the final day of the 2024 season. It's Championship Friday, Davenport Assumption and Williamsburg Raiders. It's a rematch of last year's Class 3A championship here again from the field. Along with Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here on this day, Laura. Copy-paste, Williamsburg Assumption. They are very familiar with being here at the state tournament.
Yeah, they really are, and 8 of the last 9 times Davenport Assumption has been in this championship game, so they're looking to do better than their runner-up finish from a year ago. Williamsburg, the only defending state champion to be in the field this year in the tournament, looking to defend. They've got a lot of speed, they've got a lot of experience. It's going to be a fun one.
The defending champs, Williamsburg, I mean, they're fantastic as well, but let's talk about Davenport Assumption. In their 9 trips, Laura, they've never finished lower than 3rd, winning 4 titles.
No, they are so good. It's not a state tournament if they're not in it. They've got a good senior in the circle in Molly Rowe, and then they've got good power in the middle of that lineup in Nidji, Boynton. They do a great job of knocking the runs in.
And for Williamsburg, they are 6 starters back from last year's team that won the title.
And talk about speed, that's a big part of their game. You can see that they have set a record this season. They've got 3 runners and 3 players that have accumulated 60% of their stolen bases. Jersey Metz has been solid in the circle.
Let's bring in Mr. Tim Fitzpatrick. He'll introduce the 2 players and coaches for the teams.
Softball fans, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex and this 3A championship game between the visiting team from Davenport, the Assumption Catholic Knights, and the home team, the Williamsburg Raiders. Now let's meet the players and coaches from both teams. First of all, from the visitors, the Assumption Catholic Knights. Here are your non-starters. Number 1, Reese Graw. Number 3, Allie Castle. Number 6, Kason Kurtz. Number 8, Emmy Nidji. Number 10, Brianna Beeman. Number 11, Hadley Edwards. Number 13, Lily Oland. Number 18, Shane Timmons. Number 32, Harper Miller. And number 37, Laura Lippincott. Your assistant coaches, Allie Timmons, Zach Murphy, Sydney Rowe, and Izzy Krogman. And now, here are your starters. For the Knights from Assumption Catholic, leading off, playing left field, number 12, Sophia Cottle. Batting second, doing the catching, number 7, Charlotte Nidji. Batting third at shortstop, number 27, Marissa Boynton. Cleanup hitter for the Knights, the designated player, number 9, Kennedy Kane. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 15, Catherine Snyder. Batting sixth in right field, number 16, Eddie Williamson. Batting 7th at second base, number 20, Bella Staffrigan. Batting 8th, doing the pitching, number 17, Molly Rowe. And batting in the 9th position, center fielder, number 26, Madison Edwards. And your flex player at third base, number 36, Lexi Pilgrim. Head coach for the Knights, Tyler Edwards. Now let's meet the players and coaches from the home team. For the Williamsburg Raiders, here are your non-starters. Kasten Spratt, number 1. Number 4, Sloan Curtin. Number 9, Clarissa Sewer. Number 12, Kaylin Becker. Number 15, Ava Hooker. Number 16, Lily Ness. Number 20, Kylie Allen. Number 21, Maya Simmons. Number 22, Braylee Plotz. Number 24, McKenna Capper. Number 25, Abby Beatty. Number 27, Jordan Skaggs. Your assistant coaches, Jacob Hollub, Carly Campbell, and Gwen Mays. And now here's your starting lineup. For the Raiders of Williamsburg, leading off playing center field, number 13, Shannon Finn. Batting second at shortstop, number 3, Carly Rich. Batting third at first base, number 8, Taylor Pitlick. Cleanup hitter for the Raiders in left field, number 6, Allie Gorsh. Batting fifth at second base, number 2, Taylor Sanchez. Batting sixth, doing the pitching, number 17, Jersey Metz. Batting seventh, the designated player, number 7, Bailey Van Assen. Batting eighth in right field, number 5, Callan Spratt. And batting in the 9th position at third base, number 11, McKenna Hughes. And your flex player doing the catching, number 14, Ashlyn Furman. Head coach for the Raiders, Adam C. Bertie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the home plate area. The umpires for this championship game, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Alan Hermsen. At third base, Casey Conover. And calling the balls and strikes this afternoon, Jeffrey Niehaus. All right, who's ready to win a state championship?
We have our lineups. We have our diamond. We have our beautiful weather. We have a championship atmosphere here, Laura. This is always fun. And here is a look at who is stepping out into the field for Williamsburg. Their defense in the outfield. Gorsh, Finn, and Spratt in the infield. Hughes, Rich, Sanchez, and Pitlick left to right. The battery of Metz and Furman to do battle for Williamsburg. And a look at the lineup now for Assumption's batting order, which let's look at the pitcher two here first. Jersey Metz, Laura, what does she bring?
Well, she's got a lot of spin. She's going to hit location. She's got a little bit of speed to it, and she moves it around, hits all quadrants.
22-6 on the season with a 2.55 ERA. And here's the lineup that she is going to face today for the Assumption Knights, which are 27-12, and they've done it with a lineup here in the MAC. There's your leadoff hitter, Sophia Cottle. Then it's Nidji, Boynton, Kane, Snyder, Williamson, Stoffrigan, Rowe, and Edwards to get them going.
And they are tough, top to bottom. There are no easy outs in that lineup.
84 degrees, the wind out of the south-southeast at 10 miles an hour. If you know anything about the park, Laura, that's blowing out. Maybe we're going to have some fun here. I think we shall. Here are your keys for the Knights.
Well, the Knights have to come out hot. They want to put some runs up right away. And then it's all about defense. All coaches talk about defense. You've got to have good defensive execution. You cannot give your opponent extra outs and extra opportunities. And if you go back to last year's game, Assumption got down in that ball game 4-0, was not able to come back. They threatened a little bit, but they want to jump out right away and get that lead and kind of set the tone.
First pitch at 2:39 on the 26th of July, 2024. And it is to Sophia Cottle, the left fielder. And it was a ball. The next pitch coming from Metz. Bunt is offered, and it is a strike.
Well, if you can get a look, if we can get a look at the backside of Cottle, her pants, she's been on base so much and has stolen bases and stolen and ripped her pants on the backside. So if she gets on, expect her to go.
And she slaps it past a diving Hughes and Rich, and in the left field, it's a leadoff hit for the Knights.
So she's going to put those baseball pants, softball pants to use here, because she is getting the sliding glove on, and they're going to try to get her in motion.
It'll be the catcher, Charlotte Nidji now, who checks her wrist, and she bats. On the season, a .423 hitter, 31 driven in. Great slugging percentage there of .558. The first pitch from Metz is a strike.
Furman's going to keep a close eye on Cottle over there at first.
Checks the call from Tyler Edwards down at the third base line. And the pitch coming from Metz is high. The off is Cottle, and she is going to be in there for a stolen base. And Laura, you mentioned it even before we rolled today. Look for a lot of stolen bases in this game.
Well, you have, and that's a great jump right there. Right away, you could tell she was rocking a little bit, and she was ready to go. And instead of using the backside of the pants, she went in head first.
Well, you know, that's less laundry to do when you start ripping the pants in the back. Bunt is shown, change up, running to third, the quick cover, in time! Rich applies the tag, and Furman makes an outstanding play again. Here's the replay.
Well, you can see third base coming in, charging, and good job by Rich getting over, just running with Cottle as she's trying to go second to third. They show bunt to draw the corner in, but they had it defensed perfectly.
Now the 2-1 is swung on and missed, and a whole different set of thoughts now going for Charlotte Nidji.
You know, you have success on the first stolen base attempt. Got a little greedy, I think, trying to go second to third early in the ball game, but you take your chances early in the game.
2-2 is punched into right, and a base hit, and it's going to get a diving stop by Spratt to prevent that from being an extra base hit. And it's a one-out hit for Charlotte Nidji.
So you go back to getting thrown out at third base hit to the right side of the field. That probably puts him on the board, 1-0, because that, as you said, Spratt had to go down to the ground to keep it from going all the way to the fence.
I think she doesn't even, if she's at second, let alone trying from third, she scores on that play.
Absolutely, absolutely she does.
The runner is Allie Castle at first base on the courtesy runner.
Number 3, courtesy, number 3.
So Castle in for Nidji, who gets the one-out hit here in the first. One out so far. Metz winds and fires. Ball. Marissa Boynton, 2-year starter. Coach says she's got an excellent bat, can place it anywhere. And to me, I'm just trying to make contact. These girls can put it wherever they want. That's even more impressive, and that pitch misses inside.
And part of that is understanding scouting reports and looking at where the pitchers are throwing, what their best pitches are. If they're always constantly working the outside part of the plate, you're going to try to take the ball to the right side.
The 2-0, lifted in the air towards center. Going back is Finn, and then coming in 3 steps to make the grab for out number 2. And Castle will stay at first. There's the play by Finn, who, by the way, Laura, and I told her this, Finn, who you'll see make the catch there, is in she's on the all-tournament team for fun interviews. You want to talk about somebody with a lot to say.
A lot of energy, and yes, and not only does she have a lot to say, she's got just a very interesting life. I mean, she's done a lot of different things. She's involved in a lot of different things. So, and we'll talk about that as the game goes on. But certainly a fun person to speak with.
The 3-6er Kennedy Kane swings and misses the throw down to second, not in time, and Castle is into second with a stolen base. Kane, a freshman, which I'll elaborate on in a moment. The 1-1. We talked about 9 years in a row coming to state. A lot of those teams early for Assumption, Laura, were veteran squads. For Ron Farrell's team, you had to be like a junior, senior, maybe a sophomore. This team is full of freshmen. There's a couple of 8th graders, sophomores. That pitch is fouled away and out of play.
And sometimes you get gaps in your grades where you might not have that continuous group of players coming in as the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors.
And Tyler Edwards has coached these.
Yes.
You talk about the gaps. He's been in with this freshman, sophomore team. He's got daughters on the team. Chopper past the pitcher for a moment. Metz is able to collect and get and make the out. Interesting top half of the first, but nobody gets past second base. We had a caught stealing and a great couple of defensive plays there. There's Metz again to record the out. And now Assumption will head out on defense, and they'll send these players. Cottle will be in left. Edwards, coach's daughter, which we were just referring to, is in center. Addie Williamson in right. The infield is Pilgrim, Boynton, Stoffrigan, Snyder's at first. Molly Rowe, the pitcher, and Charlotte Nidji, the catcher. Molly Rowe, Laura Leonard, what do you like about her?
I like a lot of things about her. The ERA is just under 2. She strikes out a lot of hitters and is around the plate, and she also, you know, Davenport Assumption, rise ball pitchers have come up through the ranks. We've seen a lot of them, and she has a pretty good rise ball.
Rowe on the season, 17-7 with a 1.81 ERA. She struck out 222, and this is the lineup that she'll be facing for Williamsburg. Finn to lead things off, Rich, Pitlick, Gorsh, Sanchez, Metz, Van Ossen, Spratt, and Hughes. Finn, we talked about a little bit there. She is someone who is in her 15th start here at the state tournament today. That means you've played a lot of softball, and that's youth that has turned into a veteran. What are the keys for Williamsburg?
Well, let's run, Raiders run. We've talked about it since the first pitch. This is a team that will run whenever they get anybody on base, and they're going to try to take advantage of that. And then they need to be one step ahead, and what that means is know where you're going with the ball on defense before the pitch comes. Just figure out in your head, mentally know what you're going to do if the ball comes to you. So you need to be one step ahead of the action.
I've still tried to get one step ahead of you for years, and I have not been able to do it, Laura.
You're catching up.
I'm trying. This is year 11. We've done this state tournament for 10 years now here on Iowa PBS, statewide and free to all 99 counties. Live action for a decade now from Harlan and Hazel Rogers. The first pitch to Finn is a strike. The senior from the left side looks at the next pitch, and she hits it foul and out of play above the trees to our left.
Well, she will be the table setter for this team, and this is one of those players we talked about in stolen bases. Number 8 in 3A, 22nd in the state overall.
Finn punches it hard to third, is out. Hold on.
She's out.
She's out. She hit the ball out of the batter's box, says our home plate umpire, Jeffrey Niehaus. Said that she was out of the box, so Finn is out. Watch it again. She hits it
right on the plate, had her foot right on the plate when she was trying to make that move towards the pitch.
So usually you see the slapper in the front of the box. This was in the middle. Carly Rich to bat.
And that's a good catch, too, by the umpires. These umpires have been great all tournament long. Logged a lot of games, and now here in the championship game, but they are right on top of it.
Carly Rich with one out is now even with a ball and a strike.
And those are the little things in a ball game like this that, and that's not necessarily a mistake because that happens. That's just how you hit. You're at the plate. You're one of those slap hitters. Got that footwork out of sync a little bit and had the opportunity to get on base. But those are the little things that you kind of got to shore up and tweak as this game goes on.
Fouled out of play. Keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. to Carly Rich, the junior sophomore. There's Adam C. Birdie. And the coaching box down there, and that ball misses. Coach Birdie, that is someone that grew up very, very close to this complex. Played high school baseball at Twin Rivers Valley in Livermore. Then he actually played at Iowa Central, where he went to college, and that ball is foul. Look out, Mel.
He said he learned a lot of things at both of those programs in high school and then when he moved on to Iowa Central, and said he kind of has taken a lot of things from his experience at Iowa Central and implemented it here as a coach. And one of the things we talked to him, like, what are some of the things that stuck with you from Iowa Central? Well, the mental aspect of the game, and he said he remembers one year coming back from winter break and the coach just gathered the baseball team together and said, okay, I've just decided that we're going to win a national championship this year. And he said none of the players really flinched. They just went, okay, yeah, we're with you, we're behind you, and they had that mentality. Now, they didn't win a national championship, but they set the expectations, and he said that's a big part of it, getting that mental focus from the players.
And he talked about, as that first pitch to Tyler Pitlick is a strike. Pitlick playing first today and a junior. Bats here, and it's going to get down in front of Edwards for a base hit. Coach says she is due. She gets a one-out hit here in the bottom of the first.
Does such a good job of getting the barrel to the bat. Just adjusted the hands, brought him in a little bit, and dumped it in to center field.
So Rich goes down to second, Pitlick to first, and that'll bring in Allie Gorsh, another junior on this squad. The pitch from Rowe is low. Nidji keeps that off the dirt. Gorsh is a .393 hitter, couple of home runs. A lot of runs, a lot of stolen bases, a lot of RBIs. That's a player that you like in that fourth spot. The 1-0 is hit towards left, base hit, add an RBI to her total. Rounding third is Carly Rich. The throw comes way off the line, bounces around like a pinball behind plate. Nobody else is going to score. Rich does. Pitlick to third, Gorsh to second with a one-out hit to get our game's first run.
Execution, good base running. Coach Birdie sending Rich the entire way, almost overslid the home plate there as that throw came in and it sailed a little bit, almost had a second run come across.
Gorsh, what a bomb right there. Bullet hit down the right between, perfectly between third and short. And that is a single, and then she advanced to second on the throw. So Taylor Sanchez, talk about reloading. The freshman batting .344, 3 home runs, 10 doubles. I love a good doubles hitter, don't you?
If you can hit it into the gaps and you're reliable and you hit it on the screws all the time, those are the kind of hitters, and she did.
Just like that, Laura. It's going to be cut off by Hoddle, and 2 runs are going to score on a 2-run RBI double, or single, for Taylor Sanchez. 3-0, Williamsburg.
Right away, the ball gets into the outfield. They just concede that third run as it gets out in between center and left, and Cottle comes up with it and just goes right to second base to keep Sanchez over there at first.
Pitlick and Gorsh score, and out to the circle, that's Allie Timmons, one of the assistant coaches. And if we look back in our scorebooks, Laura, we've seen Allie Timmons in the circle for Assumption before.
We've seen a lot of Timmons in the circle for Davenport Assumption, and nice to have somebody like Allie out there and working with these pitchers and having and knowing the tradition of this program and what it's like to be in this game. And just a quick timeout. Let's huddle, let's relax. Okay, let's hold them at 3 right now. Let's get outs, hold them at 3 runs. Don't let them get any further away from us.
I think we should mic up we should mic up one of the Timmons, whether it's mom or one of the sisters. I think they all give us a lot of entertainment there. First pitch to Jersey Metz, the pitcher, who comes up to bat here in the bottom of the first on top, 3-0. She's a .267 hitter. A couple of home runs and a good slugging percentage there of .416. 3-0 here in the first. The pitch is hit in the air, drifting right in front of the fence. Not able to track it down is Snyder. But Metz is now down 0-2 in this at-bat.
Well, and after the little conference in the circle, Rowe doing a good job of getting ahead in the count.
That's hit to right, and it might drop, and it does. A little blooper. Into second is Sanchez. Ahead of the throw, Metz with a one-out hit for Williamsburg, and the hits keep coming. Here's that one again, just right in front of Williamson and Stoffergen.
Well, Sanchez had a little trouble. She started her slide a little too early and a little slow to get up. I've seen that a couple of times in games in the semis and here today, that the runners, when they're sliding, they aren't getting a whole lot of slide on this dirt.
Coming in to be the courtesy runner is Ava Hooker. And she scored one of the key runs in the semifinal game, and she is fast.
Really fast. And, you know, I watched a little bit of this game from a year ago. Still had it saved, so I went back and watched it. And she came in, and I can't remember what inning it was, but she was brought in to run at second base, and there was a base hit, and I swear to goodness, she was at home plate before that ball hit in the outfield. She is so fast and turns corners and hits those corners when she is rounding the bases.
Bailey Van Ossen is the batter right now, and it's 1 ball and 1 strikes. If you want to watch any of the past games, you can always relive the excitement. Visit iowapbs.org for archives of the championship games. Watch them anytime online. The 1-1 pitch is hit in the air, foul, and out of play. And Laura, normally in the post-game interviews during the quarters and the semifinals, when a coach and 2 or 3 players come over to the media tent, they don't normally bring a courtesy runner to the tent. But they did yesterday, or on Wednesday, with Hooker, and I think she was kind of like, "Am I doing what?" I'm not sure why I'm here, because you're fast.
But she makes things happen, and she said, I know my role. I know what I'm supposed to do when I get into a ball game. Her other role on the team is to be the instigator in the dugout, to get her team up and yelling and leading the cheers. And so she said, and when it's time for me to go in and run, I go in and run.
And she actually scored 2 runs in last year's championship game as a courtesy runner. So again, no stranger to the stage here as the count goes full to Van Ossen, 3-2. Already 3 runners in, 2 are on the bases with Sanchez and Hooker, and that pitch is fouled back straight behind the plate, and Niji will pick it up. Take a couple of moments to collect, throw it back to Rowe, and we'll do it all again.
Well, the Raiders have certainly come out. I said Assumption needed to have the quick start. They didn't get that, but Williamsburg has certainly turned the tables on them and jumped out and drawn a line in the dirt and said, all right, here's what we have. Now we're loaded up. This could be a huge inning for them.
Callan Spratt to bat. The 8th Raider to come to bat here, and she's on with bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch, strike.
And you're in. Good look at them there. They're playing in a few extra steps because they have to come home and shut down that runner if they get that ground ball.
That pitch is low to even it up. There's a look at Spratt. 283 on the season, but 4 home runs and a good slugging percentage, because I'm guessing she has a lot of times this season come up in a situation like this with a lot of runners on base, and that pitch gets away from Niji out of the batter's box, and she'll grab it back not far enough for Sanchez to score from third. And now it's a hitter's count again, Laura. 2 balls and a strike.
And just the look on Rowe's face, she's kind of tight right now, and I know she's in a tough situation, needs to relax and just go after these hitters, and that's a, she hit her, I guess.
Up on
She
the
did
hands.
go after the hitter.
She did really go
Didn't
after.
mean to.
Tyler Edwards is going to come out and have a quick conversation.
Got her on the hands. It was inside, and as she was trying to check the swing, got her right on both gloved hands.
7 consecutive batters have reached now for Williamsburg. The only out recorded was on Shannon Finn when she stepped on home plate. And guess who's on deck, Laura? Shannon Finn. But at the plate first is McKenna Hughes. 377 on the season, 37 runs. But she is like a leadoff hitter with those high number of stolen bases, 37 on the season. How many times have we seen, we'll see it a couple of times today, Laura, the 9th-place hitter might be the 2nd or 3rd best hitter on the team, kind of that second leadoff.
Yeah, you flip the lineup over, get it back to the top of the order, then you have 2 really good base runners back to back.
And she hits it to right, makes us look great. That's going to bounce and roll. Williamson's going to throw. Hooker scores. Van Ossen scores. Spratt to 3rd. Down to 2nd is Hughes. Another run. Put 5 on the board for the Raiders.
They are finding all the openings, going with the pitches, putting the pressure on this Assumption team, and they have earned it. They are all solid base hits that they are putting out there. There have not been any errors. There have not been any defensive mistakes. They have all been solid base hits.
And we are going to have a little bit of a change. I think we're going to have a new pitcher. Tyler Edwards has seen 9 batters come in, and we are going to have the new pitcher coming in into the field to play. Kane is the DP, will enter the game.
DP going to third base.
And then now pitching. Oh, we're going to keep Rowe. We're just making a swap with the DP and the pitcher. Or the DP is going into play. Got it. All right, it's now 6-0 Williamsburg, and it's top of the order for Finn. The 10th batter of the inning. Infield drawn in. In fact, Stoffergen she might as well be in the hip pocket of Rowe.
Right, she's right there, and they're doing that because of the left-handed hitter up there. This is their defensive adjustment.
And that's a strike.
They've got Boynton shaded over a little more towards third base. Wide open up the middle as Stoffergen is right there.
And again, I think Finn stepped on the plate.
Batter is out. On the plate.
She stepped on the plate for the 2nd time this inning. Finn is out.
We'll get a good look at it here. Right there. Just reaching out to try to get that ball on the outer part of the plate. Came across and stepped right on it. Same thing she did in her first at bat.
Now 2 outs for Carly Rich. She started this mess with a walk. Pitch from Niji is a ball. Rich scored the game's first run, driven in by Gorsh, way back in the earlier part of the inning.
Pretty sure they got Pilgrim out of the ball game, playing and started at third. They're going to try to get her warmed up.
Yeah, Pilgrim is a sophomore, and she's 3rd on pitching. Williamson also is an option when you look, and I think Pilgrim is the lower ERA, so we might see her soon. That pitch is low, and it could be after this batter if Rich is able to draw a walk.
And you got to be warming up in a hurry. Probably an abbreviated bullpen session to get loose.
The 3-1 coming from Rowe is chopped foul, and it'll even the count. So now Molly Rowe is a pitch from getting out of this. Spratt at third, Hughes at second. There's a look at the warm-up bullpen. That's exactly right. Pilgrim getting her arm loose. The 3-2. Is a called third strike, and Rich is down for the third out. It's the first strikeout of the inning, but not before 11 Williamsburg Raiders come to the plate. They lead 6-0.
At least 6 every game. We can score 6 on a flip of a dime.
And there's the caught third strike, and you could hear from the dugout of, we've scored 6 before, as Coach Timmons really kind of let him have it right there, just trying to keep everybody hyped. But here's how everybody made it to the state tournament. This is how 3A, Williamsburg and Wahlert both won on Monday night, Benton Community and Assumption, and then how the two, you see Williamsburg and Assumption both qualified, but that Assumption, Esterville, Lincoln Central game was good, Benton, Solon, they were all close games. In fact, Wahlert won on a walk-off Monday night against Sumner Fredericksburg, one of those teams at this tournament this year that qualified both softball and baseball state. Speaking of Wahlert, they knocked off Benton 7-1 in the final. Last year, that was a quarterfinal game, and we were close to having that as a final game for a while yesterday, because Williamsburg had to come from behind, or at least it was even, and Assumption was neck and neck this whole game. So anything can happen. That's why they play the games, Laura.
Well, we saw yesterday in the 5A and the 4A, anything can happen. Some wild games yesterday, and comebacks and home runs, and a lot of runs put up in those two games. So far we've got a lot of runs put up by one team. See if Assumption can answer.
And Assumption will come to bat now here, down 6-0 in the second. Catherine Snyder playing first, a .322 hitter. There's a lot going on in that first inning.
There was.
So much for us easing into things, right?
Jump right into it. I mentioned Snyder being a first baseman. Was really a catcher and a shortstop before this year. They moved her over to the first base bag and has done an excellent job over there defensively.
And now Metz is behind 2-0. About one of the worst case scenarios for Williamsburg would be to walk the leadoff hitter right after you scored 6 runs. That pitch misses, and we're a pitch away from doing that. Snyder now goes 3-0. And she's one of those that's also pretty quick, second on the team in stolen bases, so you could imagine she's going. Now, let's go back to the top of the first. Assumption put runners on. They have 2 hits already. A couple of stolen bases, and let's see what Snyder does as she gets the walk.
Good, patient, disciplined at bat for Snyder, and it's what they need to do. They need to get some base runners. You don't need to get all 6 back right now. You need to maybe get 1 or 2 here in this inning and see if you can start climbing back into it.
The pitch from Metz is a ball. She's now thrown 5 straight balls.
Metz has been down in the zone with all of those pitches. It seems like she's maybe having a little trouble getting a good grip, getting the good feel of what she wants out of the circle.
That pitch is a strike, and the throw down to second as Snyder is in there safely. Ball rolls into center field. Finn throws it back in, but that's the second stolen base of the game for the Knights, as you see Snyder now at second base. Metz on the season, she's walked, well, not on the season, on the tournament, she's walked 6. She walked 5 Wahlert Eagles in the semifinals. 1 Mustang from Prairie City, Monroe, back on Monday. That pitch is a great one. Bottom fell out of it. Swinging through it is Addie Williamson, who's batting now.
She's one of those hitters that you talked about, a good doubles hitter, a good gap-to-gap hitter.
Another one down the middle, good pitch, and that one's fouled away. And A combo catch made in the stands for Williamson. Has some power to the gaps. On the 1-2. Comes back inside and misses.
And Williamson right now, you've got that runner at second. Want to try to get her moved over to third, so you're looking to go to the right side of the field if you can.
The pitch is hit to the left side, and that's going to get down all the way to the wall. Finn and Gorsh grab it. Gorsh is going to throw it into short, and it's an RBI double. Snyder scores on the Williamson two-bagger.
Or you don't listen to me at all, and you drive it into the gap. There's that gap-to-gap power that she has. She got a pitch that she could drive, and just one hops the fence.
Did you watch any of those title games last night, Laura?
I did.
Game 1, 14-11.
Well, here we go.
I'm going to stretch a little bit. We might be here a while at this rate. Jiminy Christmas. Run scores. We've scored 7 runs, and we've only played 1 full inning and 2/3. No thirds. It's still nobody out for Bella Stoffergen.
She really worked hard in the offseason to improve that batting average, did a lot of work in the cage, and has upped that average almost 100 points.
Third year that she's played second base, so that means she's played at state for 3 years. Good off-speed pitch is a called strike.
And that's maybe the first time that we've seen that off-speed pitch from Metz, and that was a good one. So now you got to start thinking about how she's going to incorporate that into what she's shown you so far.
The 1-2 is swung through and missed, and Bella is down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Jersey Metz, 1 away. There's Coach Birdie.
Right there.
You can hear him calling out some signs. Now, last night they took a foul ball and it was about 6 inches there and hit our light. That almost hit the camera. Don't worry, Kevin, it's fine. The camera's fine.
The netting has held up very well so far. I don't flinch as much as I used to.
Molly Rowe, the pitcher. She's going to go to Rock Valley Community College in Rockford, Illinois. Bats now. And she's down 0-2.
And a chance for her to get her team another run with that runner out at second base. A chance for her to get herself back into this ball game, get that confidence level back up.
The 1-1 is hit hard to the left center gap, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. And we're going to have back-to-back doubles. Here's the throw. Tag is on the money. Out at second base is Molly Rowe. Finn fires a missile back to Sanchez for the out.
Played it perfectly off of the fence. The one hop gets it and turns immediately as the run comes across. And as Rowe rounds first base, I think she got a little wide on that turn out of first base and just could not get lined up to make that straight line down to second. And what a great throw, right on the bag, right where you want to make the tag.
2 away for Madison Edwards. She bats here in the top of the second. Her team down 6-2. She hits it up the middle. Rich gloves, throws across to Pitlick, and it's a ground ball out. Not before Assumption pushes 2 across to eat into this lead. So we have ourselves developing an interesting contest here in Class 3A. As we see Williamsburg in their all-black uniforms with red numbers trimmed in white. Assumption in all-black uniforms with white numbers. And I think we are going to get that pitching change. It looks like Lexi
They're changing cards out there, I know that.
That's what they're doing. So, and it looks like they're going to send Rowe back out. Look at, of course, who's giving her the pep talk.
Yeah, Allie Timmons.
And we'll see Rowe head back out there to the circle. We had Pilgrim warm up. And let's see what Rowe will do here now as we take a look at Rowe in the circle.
A little bit more compact coming off that rubber. Gets a good extension, and you see the whip and the flick of the wrist as she tries to get that ball to spin. And now she's got that first inning behind her. Got a couple runs now back on the board, and so a chance for her to kind of do a little mental reset and think about how she's going to approach this lineup that really teed off on her in that first inning. And so now it's an opportunity for her to shut them down from here on out and allow her team then to continue to try to put runs on the board.
Pitlick, Gorsh, and Sanchez due up for Williamsburg, who put 6 on the board in the first. They lead 6-2. Pitlick had a single. In that inning, 8 Raiders reached base in a row. Pitlick on the season, a .362 hitter. Had a couple of hits, including a double in the quarterfinal game. A ball and a strike coming from Molly Rowe. High.
I think Rowe just needs to kind of settle in and start getting in that groove. She's missing a little high, a little low. Has to start finding those zones and get it within where the umpire is going to call it a strike. She's battling herself right now and just needs to relax. And we saw that Coach Timmons was trying to tell her that, exactly that. Just relax, go out and throw. You've gotten us to this point. Just dig deep and get into a groove.
That pitch is hit towards second. Stoffrigan picks it up on 2 bounces and throws over to Snyder for out number 1. Williamsburg had 1 out on 1 batter the last inning. Let's see if it's a different scenario with Allie Gorsh now up. And Allie Gorsh, blame her for all the glitter and all the hair design on this Williamsburg team. She is the hair designer. As one of her teammates called it, yeah, we're a bunch of glitter bombs. Gorsh fouls the first pitch back.
Yeah, I think, was that Finn that said that? Yeah, she said a bunch of glitter bombs. She goes, I think you might be able to see us from via satellite up in the sky, that we've got so much glitter in our hair.
And same with Rowe. You see a look at her head right there. So both of these teams know where the glitter aisle is at the store. The 0-1 is high to Gorsh. Williamsburg was back here on Monday playing that first game, or that first day of the tournament. Chopper in the hole, hard play for Boynton, and it's going to go into left field for a 1-out hit for Allie Gorsh.
Similar start here to this inning. Get the first out and then get a base hit. Good effort by Boynton at shortstop to try to get a glove on it. Would have been a tough throw across her body to try to get the out.
Taylor Sanchez to bat with 1 on and 1 out. That pitch is high. Sanchez had a 2 RBI single back in the first. That pitch is high, so it looks like right now Rowe's not too crazy about giving her anything close to hit again. But if you do that for this whole lineup, you might be in trouble. At some point, you do have to come after her.
You got to trust the defense behind you, too. If you give them something that they hit, now they've been hitting solid hits, so, and you've got to give the defense a little credit, say, okay, I know they're back there backing me up. Allow them to do their job. And if you end up putting Sanchez on, now again, it puts pressure back on everybody.
That pitch is a strike. 3-1 now from Rowe to Sanchez, whose defense sealed the semifinal game, made a diving catch there at second, and she fouls that one out of play. We've seen some good web gems here too, by the way.
Yeah, that one that Sanchez had, though, if that one drops, that ball game's tied up, and it's you know, you're going to extras, and that was one heck of a play to end the ball game.
Pitch is skied on the infield, drifting in foul territory, and they're going to say it's the out, and it's going to say it's on the transfer. Niji was trying to hold on here.
Al, did she transfer that or not? She had control of it on the transfer then, correct? Yes, batter's out. Batter's out.
Just a confirmation there. Jeffrey Nijhaus and Alan Hermsen combined. Take a look at this catch by Niji. She had it, took 2 steps, and then, yeah, clearly was trying to take it out of her glove and just check that runner. So Gorsh will stay at first. 2 away for Jersey Mets. Pitch is low.
You know, there, and that's thinking one step ahead, trying, okay, if I catch that now, what am I going to do with it? And she was thinking, hey, if Gorsh has gone too far off of first base, I might be able to double her up.
And the throw down to second on the caught stealing. Niji makes the last 2 plays, catches the runner. Great throw down to second base.
That really was, because that was from her knees.
All right, Laura, if your assumption, are you feeling like we got 2 runs, we've made a couple of defensive plays, we're in this, right?
I would feel that way if I were in that dugout. I would be thinking, okay, we've weathered that storm. We weathered the barrage of hits and runs. We got a couple back. Now we're picking it up defensively. We've cut down the running game. Now we got another opportunity at the plate. See if we can push another one across here.
Let's see Jersey Mets now. She throws her warm-up pitches, but see how she looks in slow motion.
She also gets good extension, and look at her turn the wrist over to get that spin. And then she's in good position, and we saw her do early in this ball game, in position to be that extra fielder right up the middle.
Top of the order due up for Assumption as we go to the 3rd from Fort Dodge. 6-2 in the Class 3A state championship game on Friday afternoon. And Sophia Cottle reached on a hit, and then she was caught stealing. Slaps it, or bunts it. It's fielded by second, throw to first, safe. Sanchez to Pitlick, just not in time, because usually that leadoff spot, Laura, Cottle confirms how fast she is.
Just ran up on it perfectly, didn't it? And look how quick she got down there, just a half step ahead of the throw. And now they're in business. Those are the things that you like your leadoff hitter to do. The speed now on the base.
Assumption put the leadoff runner in the last inning and scored 2. Let's see if they can do it again this inning. As it's Charlotte Niji who caught a tough pop fly or pop up and then had the caught stealing from her catcher's position. But as Pete Rose says, once you put the glove down, you got to pick the bat up. You can't let one impact the other, but they usually do. The 0-1. Good change up. The throw down to second is not in time, and Cottle is there with a stolen base.
That's 2 for Cottle. Going to the outside part of the bag as she slides in head first.
last year at the state tournament. Niji hit her first home run of her career here at the tournament, but now Coach Tyler Edwards is going out to second. He just checking on his runner.
Maybe a little bit of an awkward slide. As I said, I think it's really tough for these players to slide into second. It seems like there's a little friction down there. There's not a lot of loose dirt for them to get that glide, to be able to slide into second. So they're getting stuck.
Humidity is a little high today, and that one is hit hard to right, drifting back, making the catch is Spratt. Moving up to third on the fly ball is Caudle. So Niji gets the job done in moving the runner up on the fly ball.
Initially, when that left the bat, I thought it was ticketed to go out of right field, but I think you're right. I think it's a little heavier air here this afternoon, that balls aren't flying as much as they have been all week long.
Marissa Boynton, the third place hitter, to bat with one out. Hits it hard to center. Finn drifting over towards right, makes the catch. The throw into the plate, not in time, off the line, up the line, about 8 feet. If it's on line, that's a heck of a bang play opportunity there.
Very close if it is on line. And they just manufactured a run right there. You get the leadoff speed on the base, and here's the throw just up the line. So the throw got in quickly.
It would have been close.
Yeah, you're right. It would have been very close. But how about them manufacturing to get another run on the board?
And batting now is Kennedy Kane, who grounded out. Kane trying to start a 2-out rally. 6-3, ground ball to third. Hughes gloves, throws to Pitlick to end the inning. Not before Assumption ticks closer. They put another tally on the board and they cut it to a 6-3 lead.
Okay, answer back, extend, let's go.
Here, Coach Birdie, answer back. Because if you're Williamsburg right now, you cannot just live on the fact you have 6.
No, you can't settle on that, and I think we saw that last night in the 5A game. You get up with that big lead, and then the other team starts coming back and chipping away, and so you can't be satisfied with that 6. You know that you have been able to put those runs up. You had that big rally in the first, trying to get that same kind of feeling to go to the plate again, see if you can put a few more runs back and get a little more separation.
There is a look at the sports complex. We already had one consolation game going on the other diamond as you're looking down the right field side. So there's our area. I was looking back at some pictures in 2014, Laura, when we started. That center set of bleachers and press box, that wasn't here when we started. Things have changed a little bit in Fort Dodge.
They've done such a fantastic job of just continuing to add and build this complex, and it is the perfect place to hold this softball tournament.
Have the double diamonds. They have the, with great stands, warm-up fields, consolation fields. Oh, hi, we're on camera, everybody. We're down here below in the shade. For now, sun has not been out a lot during the day. It's been more in the evening when the sun's come out this week. A lot of hazy. First pitch to Catherine Snyder, or no.
Isn't that the moon, though, that comes out at night?
Is that what that is? Jersey Mets here. First pitch 0-1. Yes, the moon comes out. It's been more in the, we've actually seen the sun set.
Correct.
It's been cloudy, hazy most of the day. We had an 82-minute rain delay on Wednesday, lightning and rain. Last night was the long games and the finals. But otherwise, we've run a pretty much clockwork tournament.
A lot of times we've been up here, it's been sweltering hot. A lot of humidity, a lot of heat, but this has been a perfect week.
Popped up for Boynton, she camps under it. I think she had time to make a pot of coffee in the time that was up in the air, and there's one away. Metz is down on the fly out, and that'll bring in Bailey Van Assen. Van Assen walked back in that 6-run first. Since then, last inning, Williamsburg in the scorebook went 1-2-3. They did have a hit, but it was erased on a caught stealing. And the first pitch to Van Assen is off the plate.
And the last 2 batters have been out by a fly ball. So fly out to catcher and a fly out to short. So maybe that rise ball is starting to hop a little bit for Rowe.
That one is punched hard to center. Going back and making an over-the-shoulder grab is Madison Edwards. Holy cow. What a play.
Those are tough to read as a center fielder. That one was hit right at her, right on a line, and it was moving.
Back.
She
Boom.
stayed right with it, got the glove up, timed it perfectly.
Great camera work there to grab that one. Nice work, crew. And that's a first pitch strike to Callan Spratt, who was hit by pitch, which drove in a run. That pitch misses to Spratt. In the bottom of the 5th, Spratt hit a home run in the semifinal game. That was an absolute moonshot. Spratt is your 8th place hitter. Spratt, the vocal leader of this squad, which likes to cheer, dance, the 2-1, and tell jokes.
They like to have a practice where they all get together and they have a cheer for each player on the team, and they like to tell jokes. And we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later.
The 3-1 is a strike.
But I believe her cheer, I said, well, what's the cheer for you? And hers is Cowgirl Yeehaw. So they have to use a whole practice to be able to come up with cheers for every single player.
And yeehaws it into right field. It's a base hit for Spratt. 2 out knock.
Right out of or over the outstretched glove of Stoffergen.
That'll be McKenna Hughes now at the plate. First pitch popped in there from Rowe. Rowe gave up 5 runs against ELC and 7 runs against Benton. She's given up 6 here in this ball game. Her ERA coming into the tournament was a very good 1.81, and that's going to be a base hit to left for Hughes, and that'll send Spratt to second, and now the Williamsburg flips the lineup on back-to-back hits for the Raiders.
2 outs, now trying to start a little bit of a 2-out rally. You got Finn up there, who has been called out twice for stepping out of the box. That has to probably be in the back of her mind. She's going to try to keep that footwork in the box so she doesn't reach out and try to make contact with the ball when she is stepping out.
Finn, who's going to continue her career at Kirkwood in Cedar Rapids. The 0-1 is punched foul and out of play. She leads the team in hits, runs, stolen base. She's also one of the ones that likes the glitter.
And she's got career records in stolen bases and hits and runs.
The 0-2 is off the plate. She just wants to get on base and not be called out before she even gets a chance to run to base. Called out both times in her at-bats today. That one's hit in the air. And off the glove of Edwards. That will fall to the ground, and 2 more Raiders are going to score. Throw back to third. We've got our second. Got a little run down. The throw to third. In time and out is Spratt, who was trying to stretch a double into a triple. 2 runs do count, though. It now makes the lead 8-3 as we see this again. And the throw on the arm, right as the finger of Finn touches the bag. So she's out.
But does her job, and I think there was some confusion in the outfield between Cottle and Edwards. They were both looking at one another. Usually center fielder is the one that's a vocal leader and takes charge out there. Just, I don't think they communicated and let that ball drop.
They are going to rule that a double? Okay. I was going to put that, I was maybe thinking that was an error. Goes off of her glove, but then the base running out. Okay.
Well, Williamsburg did what they want to do, get some of those runs back. As the Knights were kind of starting to take momentum slowly back into their dugout. As they've scored the last couple of innings, Williamsburg, with a 2-out rally, gets a couple more.
8-3 now as we go to the 4th. And Jersey Mets with another couple of runs to work with. Snyder, Williamson, and Stoffrigan do up 4. Assumption in this inning. The first pitch from Mets is a ball. There's a look at Tyler Edwards, second-year head coach. He was an assistant under Ron Farrell. From Muscatine, was a catcher at St. Ambrose University, which is just down Locust Street. Well, St. Ambrose is on Locust. In Davenport. Nice pitch by Metz. He had a lot of work. You mentioned, Laura, about he was working in the feeder program. He's known these 8th graders and freshmen for a long time. Full-time banker, also a school board president. He says the traditions and the technicals are the same. There's just some other changes from what Coach Farrell had done to what he's doing, but it's a lot of the same. The recipe seems to be working.
Yeah, and I think every coach wants to have their fingerprints in one way or another when they take over a program. And if you have and are taking over a program that has great tradition like they do, you don't want to change a ton, but you want to kind of tweak some things and do some things that you would like to do and you would like to bring to the program. And he said, you know, the girls have kind of had to adjust to me. I've had to adjust a little bit more to them, and we've come together and again back in the state title game.
Coach Adam Birdie to make a trip out to the circle here on the leadoff walk.
Okay, I'll get you the defense call when we get in there. Okay, we need to pound the zone. Okay, attack, let them hit it to us. We'll make the plays. Okay, let's go. Come on, let's go.
No, he said it, you got to attack the zone. Let them hit it, let the defense do what they're supposed to do. It's just that simple. Don't be too fine with your pitches. Don't try to get too cute. Go after these hitters.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't be cute. Good job.
Okay.
Good term.
How long have we worked together?
No, it's, yeah. Have I taken all the words today? I haven't taken them all, have I, so far?
No, you've been doing really well, giving me a few more opportunities to talk.
New year, new Paul.
Well, Assumption has stolen some bases, and Snyder's second on the team in stolen bases, so don't be surprised if she might not take off here.
Addie Williamson had a double in her last at-bat. She's down 0-1. First pitch, here comes the throw to second. And good stop there by Sanchez. Great call, Laura, on the steal. So now that is the 5th stolen base of the game for Assumption. Was that on the jump? Or is that just speed that made that?
I think she got a good jump, and I think all these runners have a tendency, that's a great pitch, a great off-speed pitch. to slide to the outside part of the bag and try to grab that corner. And that's exactly what she did. And Furman has had the ball sail on her a little bit when she's thrown down to second.
Another pitch. That one just blew it on past, and Williamson's out on strikes. And that's the second strikeout of the game for Jersey Mets. One away.
And Mets just dug down deep, threw an off-speed pitch, and then came back with a lot of heat.
So Stoffergen will come in playing second. Struck out in her last at-bat. Bats here in the fourth, 8-3. A little different look on that almost changeup, but just not nearly as slow as the changeup thrown to Williamson.
She can mix those speeds.
And comes back. Furman had set up outside, and that thing kind of backed up over the plate a little bit. But it's same result, another strike, 0-2. That one's hit hard to center, but Finn is there. Throw back to second to double her up, not in time. Stoffergen cannot move the runner up, and it's the second out of the inning. Snyder will stay at second, and that'll make way for Molly Rowe.
The defense was perfectly set, not playing too deep. Finn gets in and tries to get the double up over there at second. Snyder gets back in just ahead of that throw.
Off speed, that one just drops off the table. Swing and a miss. Metz seems to be, after that conversation, yeah, she gave up the hit, but, or a couple of well hits, but she's been a little better here these last two batters. 1 and 2, swing and a miss. Now nothing in 2.
Twice they've gone off speed with her. Now you've got a hitter that's kind of scratching their head and going, man, she's not going to come 3 times off speed.
She doesn't. Goes with the rise ball and fouls it back.
But that's the game. That's what you try to figure out as a hitter, and you, as a pitcher and catcher, you call the game accordingly to what you think it might be, how you can keep that hitter off balance.
The 0-2 is popped up, playable on foul territory. The catcher, Furman, that thing kept spinning on her. She had her glove, and then she dropped it at the last minute to try to make it more of a basket catch. And I'm sorry, Laura, anything in foul territory to me is tough.
Oh, that, and you can see her coming back and just short-armed it a little bit as it was spinning back. Thought she had it in her glove. And that's a tough one, as she had to backpedal on it a little bit.
We'll do it again, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout, second of the inning. Third of the game. Third out of the inning. Assumption leaves a runner here, but does not score, and it remains a 5-run lead as we look at that strikeout again.
Again, goes off speed, away on the outside part of the plate.
Tyler Edwards is joining us now. Coach, 6th spot you give up, but your girls came back. What does that say about them?
Yeah, we had a little trouble settling in that first inning, but they're not going to give up this whole season. They face a lot of adversity, and we're used to it. So we're going to keep fighting here, and we're going to do what it takes to win.
Molly Rowe looks like she's kind of settled back in here a little bit, been able to hit her spots more. What did you hear Coach Timmons tell her?
Yeah, no, so Allie's great at going out there and settling her down, and so she just talked about remember your mechanics, know where you need, what we need to do in the game plan, and to execute that game plan.
You're hitting the ball well when you do get a chance. What are you saying about your hitters?
Yeah, they've come a long way. They're going to keep fighting, and let's make something happen here.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
You.
Tyler Edwards in his second year. When I had told him he got to do the interview last year in the game, he kind of, I think he was both excited and nervous.
Yeah, it's something that's not in the normal routine of every game. You don't always get mic'd up, and you don't have to stop in between each inning and get an interview. And so it's something new for him, and a new head coach. a lot of these guys that have been here and gals that have been here, they go, oh yeah, you're gonna mic us up again. Yeah, okay, we know, we're gonna have to do an interview. But you know, first time is a little bit nerve-wracking, and he did a great job, and he's a veteran right there, did a good job.
There's a look in the dugout, which is in the full sun right now as we make our way towards 4 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. First pitch is gloved by Pilgrim across the diamond, 4 and out to Snyder. Leadoff hitter Carly Rich is out to start the fourth.
Good job defensively, covering the ground. You want to get that first out, but we saw Williamsburg have a 2-out rally, so start knocking them down and getting those outs, have a clean inning, and get back up to the plate.
Taylor Pitlick bats for the 3rd time of the game. A single and a ground out. That pitch is hit right at right field, and it gets past Williamson to the fence, digging for second, and she'll make it on the slide as the throw gets away from Boynton, and Pitlick in with a double with 1 out here in the 4th. Pitlick, one thing coach says about her, she finds a way to barrel up, and she did just that right there. You could hear it off the bat.
It just sounded hard coming off the barrel of the bat. Again, I kid you not, I think there's something over there at second that is when the runners go to slide, they're sticking. They're getting stuck in mud.
Well, you can see the infield. They did a nice job of knocking down all the dust, but normally, as the first pitch to Gorsh is off the plate, normally we're, you know, more than an hour into the game. By this time, the field looks lighter. It dries out. It hasn't dried out like it normally does. So yeah, I think the moisture is a factor.
And I think the other night we saw, as runners were rounding third base, there was a little issue over there as they were rounding third and would have maybe a little stumble or get stuck or slip over there. So they do have it in great shape, but I do think the conditions of the day have not allowed this diamond to dry out.
Good old Iowa weather is inconsistent. That's the only consistent thing. 2 balls and no strikes to Allie Gorsh, the left fielder. That pitch is a called strike. Gorsh really can play anywhere. Coach has had her all sorts of places. She's a multi-sport athlete, basketball and track. And usually when you can play multiple sports, you can also play multiple positions, as that pitch is now, again, a strike from Rowe.
She's been in left and center. First base, has caught a little bit this year. Also pitched a little bit, so they said she could play second or third if needed. So she can play pretty much any position. Just say, give her the glove, the correct glove, and go out and play.
Where? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they want her bat in the lineup, too.
She skies it to center, and that's in a tough spot, and it's going to get down. Stoffergen made a run. The throw to third is not in time. Hustling down to second is Gorsh on the throw, so that would be a single and an advance. Pitlick kind of had to wait for that thing to land, which was between Edwards, Stoffergen, and I don't know if Boynton made back a run there. Yeah, Bella had no chance. That was a tough play. Edwards wouldn't have been able to come in, and the throw, good hustle.
The throw was there, just slid in underneath the tag, got the feet in before. Throw was a little bit high, trying to bring down that glove and try to slap the tag on, but the feet got in underneath.
That'll make way for Taylor Sanchez, first pitch strike. Sanchez had 2 RBI back in the first. Flied out in the second. Bats here in the fourth. 8-3. Williamsburg. The team in black and red with a little bit of white. They say Raiders on the front.
And a little glitter.
And a little.
A lot of glitter.
A little? I think a lot.
Of glitter.
Well hit to center. Back goes Edwards. She is not going to get it. That is a 3-run home run for Taylor Sanchez.
We had a direct line on that ball when it came off of her bat. It sounded great, and it was just a missile to dead center field.
Edwards tried and just not enough. I was, honest to goodness, about to say, Laura, one thing Coach Birdie said about Sanchez before the tournament, said she is warming up. I think she's scorching hot now with 5 RBIs on the game.
Yeah, said she had been hot coming into the state tournament. She has continued to simmer, and now she's bubbling. She is hot.
3-run homer, 5 RBIs for Sanchez, making a case to be on the all-tournament team with just her performance right here. Sanchez in the quarterfinal had a home run, so she has 2 home runs. So if you hit a home run in one of the first 2 games and you hit one in the championship game, pretty much just go ahead and write her name on the ballot right now.
On the all-tournament team. Yeah, she certainly is going to be there and maybe making a case to be the captain.
We'll see as the visit by the Coach Timmons out to the circle. And now they bat. Keep batting, do the Raiders here in the 4th. Now up by 8. Jersey Mets to bat.
You know, and that message in the circle has to be, all right, let's just put that all behind us. We have been able to come back in the past. We still have a lot of innings. We still have a lot of outs to work with. Get out of this inning, get back to the plate, and do some damage on our own. We're fine right here. Can't let it wear you down. Put it all behind you. And I think that's what that message has to be. And just let's start from here on out. Clean innings. Start putting some runs on the board when we get our opportunity.
3 runs on 5 hits for Assumption. 11 runs on 12 hits for Williamsburg. Metz has a hit. That pitch is low.
Yeah, looking up and down the lineup, almost everybody, top to bottom, has had a hit. Rich walked her first at bat.
That pitch misses. The only one without a hit is Bailey Van Ossen, and she waits on deck. And now she'll make her way to the plate here on a 1-out walk to Metz.
But she walked and scored, and
right.
so she's been part of the action.
She's been part of the action. And now
but you're right, not a base hit.
And Hooker will come out. Ava.
Is second base open? Because it's going to be occupied here pretty soon.
Courtesy.
That's the trouble. You put Metz on, and the courtesy runner and Hooker, she's got the speed.
The pitch is high. Do you like the courtesy runner?
I guess I've grown used to it. Yeah, I like it. I think that, you know, there have been some games that we've been to and that have seen when you have a pitcher or a catcher that's a good base runner, leave them in.
There we saw Aaron Gerlich delivering the home run ball to the family of Taylor Sanchez there.
Yeah, high fives all the way around. That for sure. Celebrate that one.
Put that one in the case out at graduation. She's only a freshman, so there's a chance she might have another home run or two in her career. Throw down to second for Hooker. They're going to get her this time. Throw was to the right side of the bag, and the tag, Hooker really, the timing was just not there for her.
Well, you got a good pitch to handle, Niji did, and she came up and threw a dart to second base right where it needed to be.
So the second out of the inning is a caught stealing. So Van Ossen hits it in the air towards Edwards in center, who gets underneath it to record the out. Now the last couple of outs calm things down. Let's see what Assumption can do on the bats, as they, though, are looking up on a tough 3 more runs scored on a 3-run home run. Adam Birdie is going to join us here in a moment. He's putting the headset on. And Coach, as you settle in there, it looks like your team didn't take very long to settle in. You scored 6 runs in the first. What's that say about your team?
I don't know. They just hit the ball, and they did what they're capable of doing. We've kind of been waiting for a game like this for a while, so it was nice to have it today.
Yeah, the bats seem to be alive right now. What you talked about, a couple of players needed to barrel up. It seems like everybody's getting the barrel on the bat. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe outside of Jersey. I think everybody's hit a ball hard, yeah. So this is what we've been looking for all season, and great day to do it today.
What are you seeing from Jersey in the circle then?
I'd like her to get ahead in the count a little bit better. She's missing with some of her pitches, but we're trying to figure out a combination that'll work for her.
Having fun?
Yes, but we got to finish it out.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Just got to get him to try to laugh a little bit. So Birdie is one of 2 teachers in the Williamsburg School District. His wife, Catherine, is also a teacher. She's a music teacher. And Shannon Finn is her student. We'll probably talk about Shannon a little bit, but if anybody has to pick a Birdie. So the Birdies are well known in the Williamsburg community of schools. They know both. Right now, they're knowing the softball coach and his team that's leading 11-3 here in the 5th inning at the state tournament.
Oh, and one of the things that Shannon Finn said, we asked, softball coach Birdie, music coach Birdie, which, what do you like about it? And she said, I choose to remain neutral. I am Switzerland. I'm not going to make a comment on either. Loves them both. And she said the thing that both of them do is push you to be your best. And loves the way that they teach and they coach and that they're mentors. And so she said they both do an excellent job of teachers that we can and coaches that we can look up to.
Madison Edwards looks at an off-speed pitch on 1-1 and now gets ahead 2-1. Edwards has been busy in center, so have all the outfielders for Assumption. They've been running a lot today, chasing down well-hit balls. That pitch is bunted foul.
Well, as that 9th-place hitter and needing base runners, you try to figure out a way to get yourself on base. You got the speed, you can handle the bat, try to lay one down, see where the corners are playing. They're playing back even with the bag.
The 2-2 hit towards short, Rich across the diamond to Pitlick for the first out of the 5th.
Pounds it into the ground. Couldn't get that high hopper to give her that extra step or two. And Rich doing a good job of letting that ball come right to her, gets herself into position to make the throw.
Sophia Cottle to bat with 1 away. She's been on base both times she's been up. Looks at a first pitch in the dirt. An 8th grader leading off for a team that's in the state championship game. Coach Edwards said, we've made 9, which ties a state record, but he all but guaranteed a 10th time with this young nucleus that he has.
You got most everybody back on this team, and so with the tradition, and you have to believe if they aren't able to come back in this ball game, this is going to stick with them for a long time and carry over into next season. And I think you're going to see the majority of this lineup intact, and maybe we will be saying that here they are, 9 out of the last 10 seasons they've been in the championship game.
And their opponent could be the team they're playing right now.
Right. I mean, we could see this rematch for a 3rd time.
I mean, in our 10 years of doing the coverage, I mean, all but one Assumption has been in this 3A title game.
Right. And that is tradition. And the players and the young girls that have come to watch these players growing up and saying, I want to be like that. I want to play in that championship game. That is all built in. And yeah, winning is great and getting to state titles is great. And that's what these young girls want to do in all these feeder programs. They want to be a part of that.
Caudle, who is first team all-conference in the MAC. Not an easy thing to do for an 8th grader. She slaps it to Rich, who has to charge, throws it wide of first. Covering is Spratt to throw it to second, but not before. Might as well call it a double. It was an error with another error that allows her to go to first, or to second.
Slow roller, you have to hurry that throw with the speed going down the line, and Rich kind of just threw that one into the dirt. Caudle cruises into second base after the errant throw.
Actually, they're going to call that a hit and then an error. So that's our game's first error coming here in the 5th. So that's good clean play in the state championship games. Charlotte Nidji up. 1 for 2. Flied out in the 3rd, had a single back in the 1st. Nidji is a name we've said in those years that we've had Assumption. Laura, Bella, her sister. You remember Bella as a pitcher?
Oh yeah, very good pitcher now at DePaul. Took her career to the Chicago area.
And the thing about Nidji is, listen to who she's worked with as a catcher, the 1-1 coming. She cites Anna Wohlers as one that kind of helps her. And she's had conversations with and admired her play.
It's a good one.
That's a really good one to learn from. I mean, not only was Anna great with the bat, she was fantastic at the plate, behind the plate. That pitch goes high.
But that's part of both of these programs. You have those players that you admire, that you look up to, and you're at that same position that they are. And so you kind of latch on to them and you want to learn from them. And all the older players have been really great at helping the younger players come in, the freshmen, the 8th graders that come into this team, show them what Williamsburg softball's all about. Davenport Assumption's softball's all about. That's what the older players do, is help just kind of keep things moving and turn things over, hand it over to the next set of players.
2-2 to Nidji. Backs up on the plate for ball 3. And Furman smothers it to prevent Caudle to advance at a base on a good play there behind the plate.
And that's what Coach Birdie said. He said, I wish that Jersey would get more ahead in the count. She hasn't. She's been battling that, going full count again, throwing a lot of pitches.
And that pitch misses, and it loads, or puts the runner on to put 2 aboard. And now Furman's going to jog out. And I think we're going to have a courtesy. And we are. It's going to be Castle. Allie Castle will run. So Nidji will go get the catcher's gear on. And she's probably hoping to take it back off as long as they're still batting in this inning. But 1 away here for Marissa Boynton. Marissa's sister Allison, pretty good pitcher, plays at Davenport North. So when sisters have to battle in conference play, that's always fun. Do you put one parent on one side and one parent on the other, or one set of family?
I think everybody has a way of figuring things out as this one
does get
sneaks
away
by Furman.
Yep, and that'll move up, Caudle to 3rd and Castle to 2nd. Or you could be, coaching against your daughters. Remember that? Waukee and Johnston?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Years ago.
The Wilmus family.
Yes.
Brooke, I believe, had a pretty darn good game in that one.
I don't know if that.
Or was
Brooke?
Was she in that game? I don't think she was in that game. You're right.
If she was, she was an 8th grader.
It was the 2 older daughters of Andrea Wilmus.
Metz winds and fires and misses. And Furman kind of asked, where did that miss? And I did not hear the answer because I was curious myself. The 3-0 misses as well. Now the bases are loaded.
And I just looked over the dugout and I thought, this is a time for Coach Birdie to come out, and he did. He opened up that gate. And we're going to get a chance to hear what he has to say.
We got courses everywhere, so wherever the easiest play is, we can take that. You know, if it's you or you, feel free to go home, okay? Just field it clean, get it to a base, okay? Get outs. Just outs anywhere, okay? It does not matter where, okay? Let's just get out of the inning.
I got to remember that one. Get outs anywhere. I like that.
Well, and you do. I mean, you've got the big lead. You've got bases loaded. You've got a lot of options. If you give up a run, that's fine. Get the out. You've got a few runs. You got a little wiggle room here with the 11-3 lead.
But not a ton if Kennedy Kane can do some damage here. 11-3, but this game is far from over.
And she's got power, got those quick hands that she can get the barrel through the zone and put a charge into one.
First pitch to Kane gets away, and that's going to allow a run to score. Caudill just sprints home. And it makes it 11-4. Takes the force out, so Castle to third, Boynton to second.
And Caudill showing a little emotion as she comes across home plate. This one sneaks by Furman. And Caudill helped start this rally.
The 1-0 is hit hard to right over Pitlick's head into right field. Spratt up with it, throws home on a line, but not before Castle scores to make it 11-5.
Kane taking that ball to right field. And slowly they're starting to chip away, stringing some base hits together.
Okay. 37. Number 9, got it.
We're going to have, coming in to run is going to be Laura Lippincott. And she is a pinch runner.
37. Pinch runner, pinch runner.
So Kane gets the job done getting the runs home. And now Lippincott's job is to score.
And runners on the corner, so she was checking that wristband to see how they are going to handle this.
Metz has missed a lot of pitches in that same spot, Laura. Have you noticed that here in this inning?
Down and in.
Yeah,
and
down
she's
and
missing
in.
Down and in. She had that issue a little bit earlier in the ball game.
You're kidding me. Okay, get this. Last night's 5A title game was the highest scoring title game all time, 25 combined runs. Take a look at that. Pitch as Lippincott goes to second. The 1-1 coming from Metz. Spins in for a strike. The 4A title game set a record for highest scoring 13. We've already broken the 3A title game record for combined runs, 16 so far. Assumption Mount Vernon in 21 was 15 runs. Mount Vernon and Assumption in 22 was 15 runs. And that's a hit down the line, and that is a foul ball. By all, I'm not going to say inches, I'm going to say inch.
Yeah, maybe a quarter of an inch.
Ooh.
Boy, that one was so close. And what a great job by Jeffrey Niehaus behind the plate. And just on the other side of the bag.
Pitch misses. 2-2 to Snyder. This might be one of Chris Andringa's best stats he's ever given us right there. 2-2, the pitch. Low. Gets away from Furman. She keeps it in front of her. And I think things are speeding up just a little bit in the heads of Williamsburg.
Taking a minute here as Furman, I think, got that ball bounced up off of her shoulder, and she's trying to stretch that out, seeing if she has range of motion.
Right there off the left upper arm.
And as a catcher, that's what you get down on those shin guards. You slide over and you block it.
Okay. Can you move around a little bit?
Hey, stay in it, Catherine. Stay in it. Lock in.
I know you're stuck. You want some water? Okay.
Here you go, Kitty.
Okay, here we go.
Furman offered a couple of times to take some water. Says, I'm good, I'm good.
These are ones that, as a catcher, boy, catchers are so tough. And she did all the right things, all the fundamental things that you do as a catcher. You slide over, you block it, keep that runner over there at third. But you also have some battle scars to show for it as well. And she just needed a minute or two to try to get it stretched out, because that's going to be sore as this game goes on, and especially after the game.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch fouled into the net. We'll do it again. To Snyder. Boynton at third, Lippincott at second. Snyder at the plate.
Snyder, a couple of RBIs in the semifinal game. Chance to get 2 more.
Fouled off right in front of us. And this will be pitch number 9 coming in this at-bat. It's also one way to help your team. That one misses. That pitch, she's landed that one twice, but hasn't gotten the strike either time. And it's a 1-out walk to load them up for Addie Williamson.
It's 3 straight walks for Snyder.
Williamson had a double back in the second. Struck out in the 4th.
And as we talked about before, infield's going to be drawn in just a little bit, but you just need to get an out. And as we heard Coach Birdie say, get an out anywhere.
That pitch is fouled back, and it'll even up the count at 1-1. Okay, you're at 11-5. You can still kind of trade some runs for outs, right?
Oh, I think so.
Even in the 5th?
I think you could trade a couple here in this inning.
Just got to get one as another pitch misses in and low.
And that's where she's been missing, and it's, again, I don't know if it's moisture, that she's having trouble getting a grip on the ball to throw that pitch where she wants to throw it.
This is the most humid of the days we've had here at State, so yeah, that absolutely could be. You haven't had that experience of the way the ball feels, right?
And you're right. I mean, it could be, and I know she's got a little rag in her back pocket trying to keep those fingers dry.
Another walk, and that drives in the 6th run of the game for Assumption.
And credit to Assumption for being patient at the plate.
And we are going to have a pitching change. Coming in to throw is going to be Sloan Curtin, the sophomore. Let's tell you about Sloan. She's a sophomore. This will be her 21st game appearance. 48 2/3 innings, 25 earned runs, an ERA of 3.6. Struck out 29. Has walked 12 on the season. Her record is 3-3. Had a couple of saves. This is a big one, big opportunity here. I don't think that Metz is done, because we've seen it at times where you might somebody needs to get out of the inning and you make the change.
Yeah, and then you go back to your starter. And you just have to see how effective Curtin is going to be here. She's got the experience. She's had, as you had mentioned, quite a few appearances here this season, so comes in at a difficult time. Bases loaded, only 1 out. And a team that is starting to feel confident at the plate. They're being strategic at the plate as well, making her throw, especially making Metz throw a lot of pitches. I think that they're going to probably take a look at a couple here from Curtin just to see what they're going to get. See if they can, maybe see if she has some nerves coming into this ball game and get another walk out of them.
I guess you could call it, that would steal another run, but it would get another run here. 11-6 in the 5th. 3 runs in here in this half of the inning. Bella Stoffrigan 0 for 2 tonight, or this afternoon. Let's see what the gritty player can do with 1 out. First pitch spins in for a strike. I think she's taken all the way right there, Laura.
I think she was. I think you can stand up there and you can simulate the timing of a pitcher, but when you really step into the box, I do think she was taken all the way on that one. Now you have to be ready. You got to battle up there.
The 0-1. Again, same pitch, this time fouled off from Curtin.
But has gotten ahead in the count now.
That's the thing about the hardball sports. Getting ahead as a pitcher, so key, more times than not. The pitch, outside.
Just watching Curtin throw, she does a good job of hitting her spots. And wherever Furman is setting up and holding the glove, she is hitting it right on the nose.
Sloan Curtin fires the 0-2, or the 1-2 misses to even the count at 2-2. Didn't miss by much.
They haven't gotten that call all day, right down there around the knees, and they've been tinkering with it. They've been going after it, but just have not been able to get that call.
The pitch is a strike. 3.
And they did stay down in the zone on the outside part of the plate. And Stoffrigan right there, right at the knees. They brought that pitch up just enough to be able to get it at the lower part of the zone.
It's up to Molly Rowe. Off-speed hit, foul, and out of play. This is the 9th night to bat here in the 5th, and Coach Edwards calls a time. He'll have a conference. Actually, he's going to come to the umpire.
I re-entered 16. Nope. Okay.
You got her in now?
Which, yeah, she's in there, right? Or did I not sub her out?
You're not sub her out.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Never mind. No, we're good. We're good. Thank you.
Substitutions and the re-enters. A lot for coaches to juggle.
It is a lot to remember, and I know you have your lineup card and you're making your marks on it, but sometimes you don't always get things put down on paper.
Row 0-1 hits it foul down the right field line. And again, Curtin gets ahead in the count, 0-2. Rowe is 1 for 2 with a single back in the 2nd. Rowe was in trouble a couple of times pitching. Could make this thing real interesting here if she can find some open field. The 0-2 is hit again, foul to the right side.
They've continued to stay away, and she's trying to take that pitch to right field. Just a little bit behind.
Pitlick at first. Knows it might be coming her way. Spratt in right field. Sanchez at second. The pitch from Curtin. Low hit, and it's going to fall. No, it is going to go off the glove of Finn. It's going to get past Spratt. Lippincott scores. Snyder scores. The throw at the plate. Williamson scores. It's a 3-run RBI base knock for Molly Rowe, and it's now a 2-run game.
Finn had a long way to come, and it goes off of her glove. And Spratt, who was there to back up, it caroms off of Finn and gets away from everybody, and that clears the bases.
They're going to give that a double. Okay. And advance on the throw to third. And now we're going to have, I think we're going to have a pinch hitter here, and it is going to be Brianna Bierman, the freshman, is going to swing the bat for Madison Edwards.
Wait. Sorry. Have I used one for her yet?
Your pitcher? No.
Okay. Hadley.
Number
Hadley. Number 11. Sorry.
11 for the pitcher.
Yep.
And we're going to have Hadley Edwards come in. So one coach's daughter doesn't swing the bat, and the other one goes in to run.
Number 11, courtesy.
So this is Hadley Edwards, who's an 8th grader. And Bierman is a freshman batting here. Got that all, Laura?
I'm writing it down as we speak. Now I know how those guys felt last night, making all the changes in those games. Allie and Brad did a great job of keeping track of all the changes.
First pitch, getting ahead.
Coach Edwards looked down at Bierman and just said, yeah, good swing, keep your nose on it, you're all right.
So Bierman pinch hits here in the 5th, 2 outs. That one is swung on and missed. In limited action, Bierman's perfect.
She just needs a base hit, a little contact right back up the middle. Doesn't need that home run ball. Would love to tie it up, but if she can just make contact and put it into the outfield.
In her second at-bat of the season in varsity, yeah, that would be something.
Yeah, you have those thoughts as you're going to the plate and the position you're put in. You're brought in as a pinch hitter, and you got to think it through. You can't get too tight about it. You just got to go up there now and make contact with 2 strikes.
Curtin's pitch. Swing and a miss. Wow, what an inning. What an inning indeed. 6 runs on the strikeout to Bierman. That was the 10th batter of the inning. Laura, I mean, 2 6-run innings, 1 for each team this game. I mean, really.
Just when you think one of the teams has it in hand, the other one comes back and makes it close.
I think we need to stretch, don't you?
I do.
Take me out to the crowd, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Mr. Tim Fitzpatrick leading the tunes. Here as we go in the middle of the 5th. A 6-run first for Williamsburg, a 6-run 5th for Assumption. It's been a couple of runs scored in between there. 9-8-0 for Davenport Assumption, 11-12-1 for Williamsburg. Due up for the Raiders, Spratt, Hughes, and Finn. 8-9-1. as we are now on a little over 2 hours on this game. First pitch, or getting to be 2 hours, sorry. 2:39 was first pitch today, so we didn't start this one at 2. We started it at 2:30. Back out to pitch, Molly Rowe. Spratt was hit by a pitch in the first and had a hit in the third. That pitch is high. Spratt had a home run in the semifinal, had a home run a couple of weeks ago here in the Fort Dodge tournament against Ankeny. Kind of proved she could do it. Let's see if she can hit another one here. That one's low. If you're Williamsburg and you can get this lead runner on, you think you're maybe going to be okay. Let's see on 3-0. That misses, so there you go. Put the leadoff runner on. Maybe things are back for Williamsburg, but Assumption's thinking, oh, seriously, can't we just get the leadoff once?
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting in both dugouts, Williamsburg side, you're going, all right, here we go. We've got to rally. We're going to get those runs back. And over on the Knights dugout, you're going, all right, we've got to get out of this. We can't let that walk come back to score.
McKenna Hughes, the junior, playing third. Multi-time medalist at state in track, 4x1. They were state champs in the 4x1 in 22. Sprint med, runner-up in 24. So if you can get Hughes on base, she's just going to keep running. She's batting now with a 1-1 count. That pitch is high.
And she's second in 3A in stolen bases. I don't believe she's been thrown out yet this season. So that's speed right there, and that shows you why. And she's a 4x100 champ, sprint, medley on those relays teams. She's got speed.
And that is a foul ball off the bat, and that's unfortunate for Hughes.
And that came right down on Nidji, and I'm not sure if it got her on top of the knee, on the foot, but
yeah, I think we have a look at it.
Just came off the bottom of the bat.
Yep. Ooh, right onto the inside left leg. Ooh. Both catchers, Furman and Nidji, have had some shots. That catcher's position's tough, Laura.
It is tough.
Especially when you're on game, 50, 55.
And a lot of catchers,
more like 40, 45.
yeah, but a lot of catchers don't, they don't get breaks throughout the season. A couple of good things happen there. A good job of base running, allowing that base or the ball to go by, not getting hit. Spratt waited for it, and then Stoffergan just waited for it to come to her. Didn't panic, didn't allow the runner in front of her to distract her at all. Picked it up and got the out.
Top of the order, Shannon Finn. First pitch strike. Finn, we talked about a little bit as a singer. She sings soprano too for Mrs. Birdie. And she sung the national anthem at the state football championships before. And I said, which one's more nerve-wracking? Singing in a national championship or playing? And she goes, oh, playing by far. Or by singing by far.
Singing by far.
Because playing is so much easier. I'm in my element. Singing is a whole one-time thing.
The other thing, she's a wrestler. And then she told us that, well, before I got into wrestling, I was a boxer. And we both kind of went, what? Tell us about that. And she said, yeah, I had a couple of fights, and I was a boxer. And then during the pandemic, kind of went away, and wrestling kind of caught my eye, and I love it.
The 2-1 is punched to short. Over is Boynton, and the throw back to third, not in time. Snyder came back across the diamond. So Finn moves the runner up to third with 2 outs.
Don't do that again, okay?
So Finn is out, moving up Spratt to third. Carly Rich to bat. Rowe had a back injury last year, has worked real hard to get back from it. And that ball spins away from Niji.
Kept her out all of last year for the most part, and worked really hard on coming back, worked on her mechanics. I feel like she's come back even better and even stronger.
She bends at the waist, looks in on the 2-0. That's hit on a awkward hop to short, not in time. Kind of had a weird spin off the bat, and Boynton, who didn't charge it particularly hard, had a really tough chance to throw out Rich. Let's look at it again.
Gets pounded down into the ground. That second hop right there was what really cost her. But those are ones that are the tweeners. Do you charge it and try to short hop it and throw on the run, or do you let it come to you? And that time she let it come to her. And with the speed going down the first base line of Rich, she was able to beat it out.
Spratt scores to make it 12-9, so gives Williamsburg another run. And Taylor Pitlick to bat. 2 for 3 today, a single, a double, a couple of runs scored. I think, weren't you one player short? Wasn't Clemens short of a triple short of the cycle last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except then when she had the chance to hit the triple, didn't she hit another home run?
Yes, she hit another home run for Pleasant Valley. Clemens, the winner of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Pitlick swings, and fly ball caught by Stoffergen to end the inning, but not before Williamsburg's able to push another run across. And as hard for me to say, in a 12-9 game, every run matters.
It does.
You know, this game, Laura, has been full of highlights. I have no clue how we're going to be able to keep up with it, but we're going to try. Great work in the truck here early on for Williamsburg. They scored 6 runs in the first. They batted around, and it was big hit after big hit. Gorsh had one. Sanchez had an RBI double, and a double by Hughes that kept scoring runs. And then again, and then it was a home run, that time by Sanchez. She's had a single and an RBI. And then in the 5th is when it got crazy for Assumption. They sent 10 to the plate. Lots of walks. There was a pitching change. Really not a lot of hits. There was one by Kane, and then it was off the glove that got past a couple of runs that allowed 3 to score there. It's the timely hits when the bases were loaded that makes it 12-9, 9-8-0. Look at that, crooked numbers, Laura. 2, 1, 6, 6, 2, 3. I mean, I think, is that Jenny's phone number? I'm sorry, not quite.
867-5309. Ricky, don't lose that number.
Oh, good combo of both. Great work there in the truck. And I've been told I'm to name everybody in the truck but one, and we'll see if we'll do that as the night goes on. 6th inning we go. This is a good one. Good game. Top of the order for Assumption. They start with Sophia Cottle.
She has kind of been the igniter for this team in that leadoff spot.
Been on base in every at-bat. 3 singles each time. Cottle just in this game making a case for all tournament. She had 2 hits back in the quarterfinal game. Eighth grader. There's a 9th grader, a sophomore, a 9th grader, a 9th grader, 8th grader, you know, just such future for Assumption. But I think if you ask every one of the players, the future is right now. We are in the title game, down by 3 here with 6 outs to go.
Well, they know what they did in the last inning. You got the top of the lineup up. This is a great place to start things off to try to make that rally.
And a called strike on 3-0. We've already set the record for the 3A title game most runs. That was 15. We're well past that. We're approaching 5A title game right here. The 3-1 is bounced in there, and it's a leadoff walk for Sophia Cottle.
Now, see if they put her in motion. She's had a couple of stolen bases so far, back in the first and the third.
And Sloan Curtin back to pitch for Williamsburg here in the 6th. She came in the 5th. She had done well at getting ahead of the hitters, but that time she fell behind to Cottle the whole time. First pitch is swung on, could be 2. Quickly thrown to second, over to first, double play. Pitcher's best friend, Rich to Sanchez to Pitlick. 6-4-3, twin killing here, 2 away in the 6th.
Just exactly what you wanted. Your defense able to turn it, get the quick flip over to second, and the good turn at second base to get the twin killing.
Niji grounds into the double play to lead to Marissa Boynton. So if your assumption right now with 2 outs, you've got your 3rd place hitter. First pitch off speed is on the plate for a called strike. You're looking at 3, 4, 5 here. You would normally say you want your middle at a key time, but everybody can hit for both these teams.
Yeah, both of these teams solid top to bottom, have power, have speed, have those gap hitters that we've talked about. And all of them in this ball game have come through at key moments.
Boynton, the pitch. Chopper right back off of the glove. Sanchez recovers off the flick, the nick, the tick. Doesn't matter, it's an out either way. Sanchez to Pitlick, out 3. And what started promising for Assumption dries up after a double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still a 12-9 ball game here in the Class 3A title game. I'll tell you what, this is a game I think you're going to want to watch over and over again. We're 3 for 3 on great games. You can watch everything online at iowapbs.org/sports. We've got the playlist from all of our championships. Share these moments with your family, friends, and neighbors. Maybe you're a coach that scouts. I know the umpires were clipping off last night's triple play that they're going to use at coaching clinics. Coaches are going to use certain plays to say this is what you do, this is what you not. That's what it's there for. That is what has been so fun over the years here, Laura. We've been doing basketball and softball here for a number of years, 10 years so far. We're in year 11 for softball. And do you ever go back and watch some of those early games and just for fun?
You know what? I have a fair amount of them. I'm old school and I'm old, so I've got the DVR.
Yeah, well, okay. You could have said VCR. But.
No, I didn't have the VCR, but hard to find tapes for those nowadays. But yeah, you go back and I watched last night. I watched this game from a year ago last night just to, see there's a lot of players that were in that ball game that are in this ball game. See if you could pick up any little tidbits of information or a key play or whatever might have happened a year ago. That it's just fun to be able to flip it on or go to the website and pull it up and watch it. And you can be able to relive it if you're one of the players that has been participating in any of these games over the years.
And we've already had now players that were in those first few years, Laura, are getting put into the Hall of Fame. We're seeing that. That just means they're getting older, not us.
No, we stay the same.
That's right.
They're getting older.
Allie Gorsh, Taylor Sanchez, and Jersey Metz. If Metz is spot in the order, we'll see if it's going to be her on a re-entry or if it will be a different batter. We'll see how that works out as we bat here in the 6th. Pitch is high. From Molly Rowe. Gorsh with an RBI and a single. 2 singles, actually. That pitch misses again. Coach Birdie talked about off-season work is key. We got to get in the weight room. We've got to put that time in a way. He says now there's just a little more of that expectation. He talked about this story when he was in college, the 2-1. is hit to center, and it's going to get down for another base hit. So the leadoff runner is aboard for the Raiders here in the 6th inning. And that work, I mean, here's the other thing, Laura. How about expectations? Coach Birdie talked about when he didn't see where they were ranked early on in the season, he was kind of surprised how they opened up. Not on the top.
Well, I think people maybe doubted what they had coming back. They returned 6 starters, but they lost some key players from a year ago.
Sanchez puts a charge into it, but it is caught by Edwards for the first out.
And sometimes you look at those things and you look at those rankings and you go, okay, we believe in ourselves.
We will see a pinch hitter in that spot. It's going to be Brayley Plotz. And Laura, it's about, you know, we talk about depth and expectations. When you can have pinch hitters of a certain age, they just know what's to expect. And they're not eyes huge in the big stage and at the big moment.
Well, they've had a lot of experience here, and I think, again, just the tradition of being here and the expectations of the team. And that's what Coach Birdie said. He said, we have goals. We try to win a WAMAC title every year. We try to win state titles. Those are our goals. It's plain and simple. And I think they do a pretty good job of achieving those goals.
5th straight tournament for Williamsburg, trying to win back-to-back titles. They lead by 3 here in the 6th. Pitch to Plotz is fouled off into the net, and now she's down 0-2.
You know, and one of the other things he said that he learned from being at Twin Rivers Valley is, you know, we maybe didn't always play the toughest competition, and when we got into postseason, we would get beat. We could never advance. And so knowing that, he tests his team. He puts together a tough schedule, want to play the best teams possible to get them prepared for this moment and getting into tournament play and getting up to Fort Dodge.
Look at the 3 they played in mid-June. Martinsdale St. Mary's played for a state title. Ankeny Centennial, defending champion in 5A, and Ankeny in 5A. Then Center Point Urbana, who was a win away from state. That was in mid-June. Then they still have to play. They played Prairie. Strikeout is recorded there. They also played eventual state champ Pleasant Valley, North Scott, who was at state, Waukee Northwest, who was at state, Muscatine. That's a brutal 3A schedule.
Well, I mean, if you look at it right down there at the end of June, they lost a game to Grinnell, then PV, then North Scott, 2 to Northwest. They beat West Delaware, lost to Muscatine, and then beat Prairie, and then, so they lost, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their last 8 before heading into tournament.
Bailey Von Assen bats here with 2 away after the strikeout to Plotz. And I think we have said, I know we've said this over and over, the teams that are usually playing on this final day have played schedules that look like that. And it'll be a story in the 1A game later today we asked Coach Shelley Striegel of Sigourney, when did you know this team was special? And she said freshman year. So you look at their schedule, and it got tougher as the years went on to get them to that final day. Popped up in foul territory in front of the dugout. Nidji throws the mask, records the out, and gets out of the inning. Williamsburg leaves 1, not able to score 1 here. And we go to the 7th. 3 outs away from a state championship for Williamsburg. But the way Assumption's playing, anything's possible.
We need to make her work. She has a lot of pressure on her. We can't just give her outs. Do you understand that? Okay? 1 run does not matter. 2 runs does not matter. We need 3. Okay? That means be smart on the bases. We need multiple hits to do this. Understand? Let's go.
Let's go. Hits on 3. 1, 2, 3, hits. Hey, right now, right now.
The only thing he didn't say, this is our time.
It's pretty plain and simple.
Yeah.
You can't give them the outs. Make them work for them. Need base runners. Need the hits. 1 run's good. 2 runs better, 3 runs really good, and if you can get 4, that makes it pretty special. But you've got to have a lot of things happen to be able to do that, and they did that in the 5th inning. They were able to put it together a huge rally and put 6 up on the board.
And there was a look a moment ago of Williamsburg in the circle, the infield huddling, and it'll start with Kennedy Kane, a freshman, followed by a sophomore, followed by a junior, 2 up. For the Knights here in the 7th, 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Kane is 1 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a single to right back in the 5th. That's the 6-run 5th, by the way. First pitch is a strike from Sloan Curtin. There's Kane's line for the day, scored a run as well. The 0-1 coming. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it is Pitlick, and she runs into Curtin, who holds on to it and takes the hit. What a shot, and we have a time as I think Curtin's okay, just shocked.
Straight up the chute, and you can see Pitlick calling. And what a job of hanging on.
What do we call that, an ice cream?
And that is certainly an ice cream cone. Yeah, and you're right, shock, because you think you're pulling that one in, and then all of a sudden you get blasted. And to be able to hang on to that could have been disaster. But as Pitlick came over, she was calling for it. Curtin wasn't giving way. And she was able to take the blow of Pitlick running into her and hang on to that ball.
I was watching Pitlick the whole time because she had waved it off. I was not watching Curtin on that play because I could see her shaking her arms that it was hers, but Curtin is thinking, why is it not going to be me? It was in the circle, but, you know.
Well, a lot of times pitchers just step out of the way and allow their infield to take over on those fly balls.
And she's not the regular pitcher.
And I was just going to say that she does not have as many innings under her belt and has not really worked with this infield as much as Metz has.
1 ball, 1 strike to Catherine Snyder. Pitch is low. Volleyball player. Hard to get volleyball in the summer when you keep getting all the way to the championship game. Make it to the state tournament. Assumption volleyball's been good over the years. 2 balls and a strike from Sloan Curtin. The pitch coming. Low. Furman goes to her knees to stop it.
And Curtin keeps looking at the fingers going to the rosin bag, trying to get as much of a better grip on that ball as she can.
The 3-1 coming. Popped up again. Sanchez goes out right on the grass where it meets the dirt, and it's out number 2. And the Knights are down to their final out here in the 7th.
Williamson taking a deep breath before she steps into the box, trying to keep things alive for the Knights.
First pitch is a strike.
Curtin has done such a good job since she's come into this ball game of getting ahead, getting that first strike.
Curtin's pitch is hit hard to left, and it is fair down the line all the way to the 200 sign. Gorsh with it into second, not before. Williamson's there with a 2-out double. Don't go anywhere. What a shot by Williamson.
Just hugs that left field line and falls in just inside the chalk and gets all the way to the wall.
I think we're going to run Castle. They're going to use the courtesy as the pinch runner here, I think is what I heard Tyler Edwards say.
She's going to run for 16 now.
Oh, okay, we got it.
Number 3.
So Coach Edwards pulling it all out here, using Castle.
Number 3, pinch runner, number 3. Pinch runner, pinch runner.
Pinch runner here.
Hold up there.
Ella Stoffrigan trying to extend it. First pitch low. And again, good stop by Furman.
My time, my time, my time.
And if you're the Raiders, you're thinking, okay, we don't care about that runner on second base. We just want to get the out here at the plate.
The pitch is a strike from Curtin. Williamsburg and Assumption played in the title game in 2023 with Williamsburg winning. The Raiders lead again here in 2024, 12-9.
Good job by Furman blocking that one. A couple of pitches have been in the dirt, and she's done a good job of smothering the ball.
Keeps Castle at second. The pitch is a strike. And now the Knights are down to their last strike. Curtin to throw. Popped, foul, into the net, and we'll do it again.
Well, Stoffrigan able to get a piece of it. And that's what you have to do at the plate now. You have 2 strikes. Shorten that swing up a little bit. See if you can find a gap in the infield and keep that lineup moving. She gets on. Molly Rowe is on deck circle, and she's got some pop in that bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch lifted in the air behind third in foul territory. Calling off and making the catch is McKenna Hughes, and the Williamsburg goes back-to-back in Class 3A. Your champions again in 2024.
Right there in the circle, the big celebration, the pile-up, and
the smiles.
And the smiles, and the laughter and the tears, knowing that they have been a champion a year ago and are champions once again.
The 2 shake hands. We have some formalities to do. We're going to start our second game a little bit late, scheduled for 5 o'clock. It's 4:54 right now on the 26th of July. We'll have the all-tournament team. The pink shirts are going out. The last time we had defending champs in 3A, Assumption, 17, 18, 19. And sorry, Coach Birdie, but they want to best that next year and win 3 of their own in a row.
Yeah, they sure do. They would like to be able to do it. And I think they have the squad, and again, I think we may see this exact game again next season.
Put your Assumption and Williamsburg notes on a place that you can easily pull next year, Laura.
I've got them in a folder already.
Presenting the Class 3A All-Tournament team medals is Farm Bureau Representative Brian Feldposh, assisted by Executive Director Aaron Gerlich. Here is your Class 3A All-Tournament team for 2024. From Williamsburg, Shannon Finn. From Assumption Catholic, Charlotte Nidji. From Esterville, Lincoln Central, J.C. Anderson. From Benton Community, Jessa DeMoss. From Wallert Catholic, Julia Roth. From Wallert Catholic, Anna Rolling. From Assumption Catholic, Sophia Cottle. From Williamsburg, Jersey Mets. From Assumption Catholic, Molly Rowe. From Williamsburg, Kellen Spratt. And your 2024 Class 3A All-Tournament Team Captain, from Williamsburg, Taylor Sanchez. Assumption fans, you're welcome to greet your team by the pink and black IGHSAU tent between Channel Seeds and Iowa Central Fields. Williamsburg fans, you're welcome to greet your team in the baseball diamond behind us.
Okay. As you look at that team, Taylor Sanchez, I said it during the broadcast, she was
for the trophy
making a case for the all-tournament team, and you said, why not captain?
Yeah, well, she did it, and quite a tournament, and what a good-looking team, too. All performed very well throughout the week.
Presenting awards are representatives of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Ron Fodness, Tanya Moe, Jen Donalds, and Zach Clark. Congratulations to the runners-up in Class 3A, head coach Tyler Edwards and the Assumption Catholic Knights on an outstanding 2024 softball season. And they punched their ticket to get here. Today, they redeemed them as your 2024 Class 3A state softball champions. Head coach Adam C. Birdie and the Raiders from Williamsburg. And now, ladies, you'll step over and complete your
fantastic bracket. That is the way this one ends. Assumption falls 12-9. Williamsburg back-to-back, Laura. Great game.
It really was. It was everything we expected, a lot of action and a lot of runs, and congratulations to Williamsburg.
3 state championships have all set records for most runs of the game. What's game number 4 going to be? We'll find out in a little bit. 3 in the books so far from Harlan and Hazel Rogers. Williamsburg, your state champion again this year in 2024. So long from Fort Dodge. 2 more to go.
Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.